Hello student, while learning the fifth chapter from the Principle and Art of Cure by Homeopathy, the vital energy in its universal principle, universal application. Student, we know nature is dynamic and every part of it is vibrant with activity. It is a fallacy to conceive of nature without change. A multitude of phenomena in nature convince us that nature and dynamization are inseparable, and logically and functionally they represent the same. Student, we know the whole world influenced by the universal cosmic energy. The cosmic vital force is the unmanifested pure form of energy without which any manifested form, either matter or energy, is inconsistent and impossible. This universal cosmic vital principle, which is a period of all dynamization, is omnipresent, omnipotent, and hence everlasting, permanent. It is the one without a second and animates every form of manifestation. The science of space reveals to us that there exist innumerable systems in the vast universe, of which the solar system, which we belong to, is but a small part. Astronomers and space scientists believe that the origin of universe is pure energy. This belief is based on the fact that matter and energy are essentially inconvertible. The matter appearing as the condensation of the energy. Thus, it is reasonable to believe that all material forms of evolution have their origin to the very subtle form of energy. Thus, we realize that in the evolutionary process, energy, matter, and life form a linear sequence. This trinity is the basis of the evolution of mineral, vegetable, and animal kingdom, which are the integral component of our physical universe. Thus, matter and life are two different dynamic expressions of the same vital energy, isn't it? The law of conservation of energy, that it can neither be created nor be destroyed, but can only be transferred from one form to another, and as you know, whenever we go on searching for the source of all this dynamic energy, little realizing that it is within us, since we are nothing but a part of the whole. Yes, for understanding this influence of the dynamic energy and the role of this vital force, which is expressed throughout our life, and mostly influenced by our mental state. The mental state arises out of the mind of the individual, manifesting itself in time through variegated appearance of the most changeable character, and which can readily deceive the uneducated homeopathic physician, thus making the practice of homeopathy most difficult. In order to know correctly the mental state in a particular patient, we need to know at the most general level of phenomena of the mind in its totality of expression in the phases of normality, and also in diathesis, then predispositions, disposition, and also in manifestation of all the miasms like sora, psychosis and syphilis. Student, you know the mind is formed as a result of the union of the sperm with the ovum to form the zygote. The genetic code gives the potential for development in a certain manner. The environmental factors decide how much of the potential will become actual. Therefore, you can say mind develops as a response to circumstances and time, and over a period of time evolves in its own characteristic manner, directed from moment to moment by the direction of or direction given to it. The directive force is given by the biological intelligence, the world of his desire, world of object, the world of images, the world of feelings, the world of ideas and concepts, and the world of thoughts. Recognition of the mental state would be easy to the physician who is able to operate freely with minimum tensions and in full balance in his personal life, and who has in his living acquired adequate experience of the right sort, and who is able to relate himself effectively to the people from whom he draws his clientage. He can never judge unless he has a proper yardstick, that is, the normality of the community from which the patient is drawn as a specific instance. Therefore, the physician requires to be sensitive at all levels and must learn to vibrate with the patient at the level of feeling. You know, in the previous lecture we learned regarding the human being is, or man is a or whatever is the disease, it is the resultant of the choice. And his choice is totally depending on the whatever is the purpose behind it. And and whatever is the purpose he developed, this totally or each individual life was viewed as a preparation for full responsibility through a continuous program of education and training extended throughout his life or in his developing stage of life. Thus man proceeds through childhood, discipline, or whatever is the training of man proceeds through in childhood, training, discipline, family and public life, and therefore he learns to take the responsibility, and these are all the characteristics of the healthy mental state. This healthy mental state is not only enough, but you remember that healthy mind live in a healthy body, and therefore the maintenance of the physical health is very important. And for the maintenance of the physical health, all these factors are responsible for this. That is a healthy food, healthy, or you can say this proper drinking water, supply of the proper drinking water, then better housing, then cleanliness, disposal of waste, then personal hygiene. All these factors are important for the maintenance of the physical health. And whenever there is a deviation from the state of health, because of this some conflicts occur during his life and he is not able to balance the situation, and therefore whatever is the medicines available, these are all from the factors which are observed around him. That is, most of the time these are from the plant kingdom, and the medicine or the drug substance which has altered the capacity to alter state of health. Similarly, this pathogenetic power is used for the curative purpose, and various medicines are prepared from the various other sources available in our surrounding, and the most close source is the plant kingdom, and therefore various medicines are prepared from plant like aconite, this belladonna, pulsatilla, rustox. Similarly, the medicines are also prepared from the animal kingdom. These are various examples, and some medicines are prepared from the spinneral also. Then we know the presence of the vital energy in how it is maintained in the growth of vegetable or in the growth of plant, how these seedling or seeds develop into or turn to the full mature plant, and this full mature plant again able to continue the life of the species. Similarly occur in human being also. This human being is a part of this environment, and whole environment, whole these winds, tides, each and every particle of the environment, it is endowed or the control or influenced by this cosmic vital force, isn't it? The vegetable kingdoms is probably served man in disease condition longer than either animal or the mineral kingdom, and these power or the specific method of preparation of medicine, that is the potentization, we have found that from this source again, which we regard as material, we can influence disorder on 3 planes of the body, mind and spirit, and whatever is the medicine prepared from all these 3 sources, these are able to restore sick to health and cure the patient at the spiritual level, mental level, and at the physical level. We believe that vital energy, as we comprehend, it is not a mass power. Yes, vital energy, it is not a mass power, it is not a quantity. Mass power means it is not a quantity, while it is only the quality, it is only the energy, but an infinite number of egocentric sparks. That means it is self-centered, means which possesses the quality of that particular material drug substance. We believe also that material substance, mass power in medication. Yes, we believe that whatever is a quantity of medicine, that is a mass power, is useful for the medication or useful for the treatment, would completely overwhelm the individual vital energy to complete annihilation, or would subvert it to eventual decay and death. Yes, it is this mass power, that is a quantity of medicine, that is a crude medicine, is not able to overwhelm, means it is a, you can say, overpower the vital energy to for the complete annihilation, that is a to complete cure or eventual decay and death, that is the worst form. That means it is not able to cure the human being. The crude medicine is not able to cure the medicine. We believe that the mathematical law of quantity extends through all nature and applies to all vital energy in whatever form, and that if this is so, it is peculiarly applicable when we are dealing with that infinitely delicate balance of vital force in the individual. That means it is proved that this mathematical law, not the quantity, extends through all nature, while the vital energy, application of this vital energy, whatever in form, that is whatever in form is, it is a vital energy from which here we use from the drug substance. That is, if to say, and how we convert this crude material drug substance into this dynamic power, or how we increase this dynamic power, only by the process of potentization. It is peculiarly applicable when we are dealing with that infinitely delicate balance, and whatever is the balance is perverted in this individual, it is only corrected by this vital energy of the drug. Let us look at this law of mathematics with that thought in mind. Yes, it is a law. The quantity of action necessary to effect any change in nature is the least possible. Yes, whatever is the quantity required to correct, it is only the least possible. It is very, or least quantity, it is infinite quantity, it is not a measurable quantity, while it is only the energy. As Finke added, the decisive amount is always a minimum and infinitesimal. Yes, this Finke, the law of Finke is the decisive amount, whatever is able to correct the disorder, that is a decisive amount. Amount is not a measurable, it is not a quantity, while it is only energy, is always minimum. The minimum quantity is required. It is not, you should not prescribe a crude quantity or the large doses, while whatever is the energy you provided for the cure of disease, it is infinitesimal. If vital energy is the fundamental power, the motivating factor of the universe, balance must be one expression of the law. Yes, this vital energy, you know, it is the influence of this vital energy throughout the universe. It is very in subtle level, it is very fine, and therefore the very finest quantity is required to rebalance the perverted state. If the very planet are kept in their place through the influence of vital energy, this must be an infinitely delicate balance. We see the effect of balance all through nature and natural expressions, and therefore we realize that balance power is one manifestation of the law. Since the earth upon which we live is so delicately poised that it holds its regular position and movements without deviation, according to law, anything upon the earth which lives or is subject to the influence of vital energy must therefore in some degree be susceptible to balance. Is here he explained by giving the example of the planet Earth, where the balance is created, or where the whole phenomena occur on the earth. These are all controlled by very fine form or very delicately poised, means it is a balanced, very delicately balanced its regular position and movement without any deviation by very finest form of energy. And therefore whatever is a subject which influence the or whatever is the subject observed on the live on the earth, these are also required only the vital energy in order to balance their life. We recognize more susceptibility to the manifestation and interplay of vital energy and balance in the individual of the human race than in any other form of existence, since we so often see the effect of the imbalance of the individual. Yes, try to understand. We recognize more susceptibility to the manifestations and interplay of vital energy and balance in the individual of the human race. Yes, whatever is the susceptibility we created, it is totally depending on the interplay. That means it is the reaction to each other, or reaction with each other, interplay of the vital energy and the balance in the individual. Yes, this balance of the individual and the vital energy, there is only reaction in between those created the susceptibility of the individual than any other form of existence. Yes, that means only the vital energy is responsible to maintain the balance of the individual. There is an interaction between the vital energy and which represent or which manifested in the balance, whether it is balance or imbalance in the vital energy of the individual. Since we so often see the effect of the imbalance of the individual. Yes, whenever there is a obstruction in between in the flow of vital energy, it is resulted into the perversion or imbalance the individual. This is doubtless due to influence of his power of choice, which often influence his own dynamics and the dynamics of those with whom he comes in contact. Yes, this is doubtless due to the influence of his power of choice. Yes, this vital energy which is affected or perverted because of the choice of his individual one. How this choice affected? Because whenever we decide on a specific purpose, we do so by rejecting a number of alternatives, and this obviously entails an exercise of choice which we possibly cannot do unless aided by our intelligence of discriminative order. In order that these qualities evolves in us, our education must provide opportunities for choice to the maximum extent possible, consistent with our capacities and our overall aim defined clearly by the set of objectives. We have to remember that choice presented beyond the capacities of the system would hardly be helpful. It would rather be an impedance, in the sense it would prove obstructive and enforce delay avoidable. The manner in which we exercise our choice will decide the outcome and also where we shall finally land ourselves. Choice thus has a discriminative function which we should recognize very clearly, and therefore whatever our power of choice and the power of discrimination on which often influence our own dynamics. The power of choice, power of discrimination and judgment, it is influence our vital force and the vital force of those with whom we comes in contact, and also our vital force and the vital energy in the environment. That means whenever there is a conflict in our vital force and the external environment, because of our power of choice, definitely it is resulted into the imbalance in the vital energy. In other words, his very existence is an expression of vital energy, but he is also exposed to the influence of the vital energy of others, and interplay the vital energy and balance from many sources may imperil his own balance. Yes, whenever our choice of energy, choice of our power of choice, whenever we lost our discriminative and judgmental power, it affects our vital force, and because of the obstruction in the flow of vital force, there is a deviation from the state of health, and because there is a conflict between the vital force and the available environmental condition. Whenever, or in other words, his very existence is an expression of vital energy. Yes, that whatever is the outward manifestation of this deviated vital force, nothing but the sign and symptom, which totally depending on the environmental factor, but he is also exposed to the influence of the vital energy of the others. Yes, his vital force is also influenced by the energy of the other, that is the environmental factor, and the interplay of the vital energy and balance from many sources may imperil means it is a endanger his own balance. Yes, because of this available condition or whatever is the circumstances occur, and his imbalance vital energy because of his choice, it is totally in danger for his own balance. That is, there is a perversion at the mental health which reflected on his physical health, because function, the sensation create function, and therefore whatever is the sensation at the mental level, it affected his physical health, and there is a total imbalance in his life situation. The resultant lack of balance in his own vital energy is disorder that manifests itself in a train of symptoms of disease. Yes, this imbalance situation in the mental health and the physical health totally, or it is because of this perversion at the mental level and the derangement of the vital force, because of his indiscriminative choice, totally lack of balance, or there is a disharmony in sensation and function outwardly reflected in various signs and symptoms. Mathematics is the science which treats of the measuring of quantities and the ascertainment of their properties and relation. This is an exact science. Yes, you know mathematics, it is a, you can measure. Mathematics is plus minus divide into. It is a science which is very much perfect. Mathematics is the science which treats the measuring of quantities, but mathematics deal with the quantity. Yes, it needs the quantity, you can measure it, and the ascertainment of their properties and relation. This is an exact science. It is a part of the study of astronomy among other natural studies, and it must be applicable in all spheres where any concept of measurement and relationship exists. Yes, this mathematics is a inevitable part of the astronomy, and you know the mathematics is applicable where the concept of mathematics is related to the whatever is a measurable, and then you can measure it, you can weight it, you can explain it in a form of length, breadth, height, weight, and the mathematics which is existed with the relationship of this measurement. While you know the astronomy is the basic principle of astronomy which is based on the energy. Balance is the state of perfect relationship, the result of perfect computation, and the desired goal of all mathematics. Yes, it is a balance is the state, perfect relationship, the result of perfect computation. Computation means it is a calculation. It is a, whenever there is a balance, yes, in any equation there is a perfect calculation is necessary, and therefore whenever we apply this mathematics in our life, there should be a perfect balance in the desirable our goal, the result of perfect computation and the desired goal of all mathematics. We might say that mathematics in its highest form is the perception of balance in its highest degree. Thus we realize that the laws that apply to mathematics must be equally applicable to every condition where balance is a factor. Yes, in the equation, whenever you equated the both side of the equation, that is the balance is the law of mathematics, isn't it? Then whenever the balance terminology is applied, there is a mathematics is there, the calculations are there, isn't it? And whenever we apply the balance state or balance state of life, then there must be some calculations are there. Lack of balance in the individual may be endangered by the interplay of forces resulting from his privilege of choice, from the interplay of the forces endangered by others, and over which he has little or no control. Yes, whenever the lack of balance is individual occur, whenever there is a interaction between the vital force of the individual and his privilege of choice and the external environmental forces which may assault on him or which is not desirable and which and by others, and over which he has little on the external environmental factor, there is no control of the individual. Yes, but individual has a right of choice. You know, individual has a right of choice how to adjust with the available situation, and it is called the adaptability. Whenever there is a lack of adaptability, there is total destruction, decay and destruction, and exactly what happened here. Whenever there is a lack of balance in the individual may be endangered by the interplay of forces resulting from his privilege of choice, from the interplay of forces endangered by others and over which he has little or no control. Sometimes he may prevent from this environmental factor, but not every time. Every time it is not under his control, and therefore he becomes the victim if he don't use his right of choice for the existence of life, or by the released power of an infinitesimal amount of almost any substance, animal, vegetable or mineral, which has in itself the susceptibility of the permeation or activation of vital energy. Yes, whatever is a factor which available in nature, it has its own susceptibility, it has its own power to react with the physical environment or the external environment, and whatever is a power which lies hidden in these animal, vegetable and mineral substances, because these all have the power to alter state of health. That means it has a susceptibility, and therefore we are going to use this power, the permeation or activation of this vital energy, for the correction of the disturb or correction of this balance in human being. Here we see the applicability of the mathematical law, how we apply this medicine in order to correct the balance in which is occurred in human being, by the applicability of the mathematical law. The quantity of action, the actual quantity of substance susceptible to action, necessary to effect any change in nature, necessary to effect the balance of any living thing or relationship between any living thing and circumstances, is least possible. Yes, according to this law of Finke, the decisive amount is always minimum and infinitesimal. We use this power of these drug substances which are available from animal, vegetable and mineral sources. These are all have a capacity to alter state of health. We use this drug energy, drug power, but in a very least possible, least quantity, isn't it? Very least quantity of energy we require to correct it, to correct the vital energy. The decisive amount is always minimum and infinitesimal. Let us try to explain. This necessary amount is very required, very minimum in quantity. Let us take the example from the element. All the element and all form of matter possesses the possibility of divisibility to an almost infinite degree. All elements, this all element which we take the example of sulfur, phosphorus, iron, cuprum, gold, silver, all these elements, all form of matter, this matter which is made up of atom, isn't it? The matter, all form of matter, that is which are made up of from, you can pounded it, you can convert it in very finest form, powder form also. This matter possesses the possibility of divisibility, yes, to an almost infinite degree. आपण कुठल्याही एलिमेंटला त्याच्या अगदी इन्फायनाइट डिग्री पर्यंत त्याला डिव्हिजिबल करू शकतो. The greater the mass quantity of element, that is the greater the mass quantity of element or matter, the more inert they become. Yes, in a crude state they are inert. I have got this. In a crude state they are inert. Thus massed iron, yes, whenever the iron in a quantity become useful to man as iron or steel, rails, bridge, utensil or any other material object. You know, from this iron ore we make the pure iron, and this iron is used for the rails, bridge, utensil and any material objects you prepared from this solid iron, which is in which they are all in a mass form, isn't it? Iron is a divided state, enters into the human physical body, but you know this, as this iron used for the building to give the strength, you know. Similarly, the role of this iron, this element in our construction of our body, and you know the iron is used for the blood, or the what is the role of iron in blood? Let us try to understand. Iron is a divided state, enter in the human physical body. Yes, in iron present in our body, but not in such crude or in such a material form, isn't it? While iron is divided state, enter into the human physical body as a component part of which is activated by the vital energy, and as a part of the physical body the vital energy plays throughout. Yes, this iron which we available from the various other food substances, iron, even when massed and inert, has the power of attracting vital energy in the form of electricity. But iron is in mass formation is not capable of balance and direction within itself to a degree that is possible when its divisibility is greater. Yes, whenever iron is a mass form, in a quantity form, it is a inert. But this inert form also has a power to attracting the vital energy in form of electricity. You know, electricity is also dynamic in nature, and for the expression of this energy, of this electricity, we need some material one, and through this wire this electricity is there is a induction of this electricity, isn't it? Electricity flow from one place to another through this electric wire, which are made up of copper, or the iron is also the good conductor of electricity. But iron in mass formation is not capable of balance and direction within itself to the degree that is possible when its divisibility is greater. Yes, whenever these are in a concrete form, it is this energy flow from it, this electricity flow from it, but it is in a divisible from that, is through the atom. Atom, is it not possible, or it is not obvious, and therefore it is a question whether matter itself, which we call at time inert, does not manifest active properties. In other words, it possessed by activity and motion. Yes, whenever any material, any element in a matter form or a quantity form, it does not manifest the active property, but it is influenced by the other energy. It does not have its own energy, active properties. In other words, it possessed by activity and motion. Yes, whatever is and in atom, you know, there is a activity and motion which we not observe whenever in a quantity form or mass form. This has been demonstrated in Madame Curie's investigation of radioactive substances, and again in the far-reaching discovery of Langevin. Langevin, he is a physicist, or he was interested or very well known mathematician, and he gave the law of fractional quantum Hall effect. which is nothing but the symmetrical breaking theory, or it is a fractional changes of element. And in his demonstration of the activity within the atom of the physical cell, yes, the atom is the physical cell. It is a physical means it is a immaterial, it is a material, the cell of the material one, and therefore it is called a physical cell. And in Langevin, he in his theory of quantum Hall effect, or the fractional charge theory, he explains the activity and motion at the atomic level. The greater the divisibility of element or matter, the more they exhibit the possibility of permeability by the vital energy. Yes, as the greater divisibility, yes, whenever we divide this element in a finest level, the last product is the nothing but the physical cell or the atom, isn't it? This atom is nothing but the energy. The greater the divisibility of element or matter, the more they exhibit the possibility of permeability. Yes, you know, whatever is whenever these are all divisible in the finest level, then there is a permeability by the vital energy. Yes, it can affect the vital energy, because this material substance is now reach at the level of vital energy. The energy being not dependent upon the mass. Yes, energy is not dependent upon the mass. This quantity is not required, but on the play or balance between the positive and negative poles of the atom. Yes, whatever is the energy, the energy source of this material, it lies in the positive and negative. Yes, it is a yes, it's a positive charge, this proton and neutrons, and this negatively charged electron. The energy of this material one, iron, lies in this interaction between the interplay between the positive proton and neutrons, which lies in a nucleus, while nucleus of the atom, and in between the electrons which lies in the orbit of this atom, isn't it? And now this dynamic energy is interact with at the body. Let us take the example. Whenever we eat this food material which is rich from iron, isn't it? This iron it is not absorbed in a mass form, in a quantity form. Whenever you know the role of this iron in construction of body, this combine with the hemoglobin molecule. And because iron has a affinity to the oxygen, and therefore this oxygen atom join with this atom of this you can say iron, not atom also, this ion of this iron, and it supply the oxygen to the related cell, isn't it? See, there is a center placed iron is there, and how the atom of this hemoglobin, it is a hemoglobin molecule. The hemoglobin molecule is very complex molecule. Still we know only the 623 elements which are observed in the construction of this molecule. It is and therefore Hahnemann called it is a vital fluid. We can't prepare blood in our laboratory, isn't it? It is vital fluid only created by the living organism or human body. But whatever is iron which we received from these food substances, these are all assimilated by our small intestine, and from small intestine these iron reach to this, you can say these are all used for the construction of this hemoglobin ion, and this hemoglobin molecule is present in the RBC. This has been demonstrated in Madame Curie's investigation of radioactive substance, and again for reaching discoveries of Langevin in his demonstration of the activity within the atom of the physical cell. The greater the divisibility of the element or matter, the more they exhibit the possibility of permeability by the vital energy. Yes, whatever is the vital energy, it is now responsible for the absorption of this iron by small intestine, and then it is converted and it is used for the construction of this hemoglobin molecule, which form the red blood cell, isn't it? And but it is, these process occur very fine level. You can't know, or we can't have a knowledge how this hemoglobin molecule is formed, but you only conceptualize such phenomena, isn't it? But it is the energy being not dependent upon the mass, but on the play of or balance between the positive and negative poles of the atom. Yes, it is the interplay between it are all phenomena occur at the ionic level. Ion of the ions are responsible for the construction of hemoglobin molecule. Then whenever there is a hemoglobin molecule, iron is there, iron attracts the oxygen from the alveoli. In the pulmonary alveoli, oxygen from alveoli, and this iron element get connected with the oxygen and supply to the cell, isn't it? See, the iron molecule is attached with the oxygen and then supply the oxygen to the related cell. But this function is occur at very subtle level. The vital force is capable of three forms of action: motion, direction and balance. Yes, this vital force is capable of three forms of action: motion, direction and balance. Yes, it is motion that animates the human being in a particular direction and keep the balance in the sensation and function, and operate all the sensation and function in admirable and harmonious way. These manifestations of energy are an integral part of any exhibition of vital energy. Yes, whenever we observe the motion, direction and balance, it is an integral part of the exhibition of vital energy. It is whenever there is a vital energy, all these phenomena occur. Growth and development are directed motion, and in degree of their perfection we find the manifestation of the balance. Yes, whenever the growth and development is directed motion. Yes, whenever there is growth, it is a directed motion is there. This factor of the quality of this vital force, function of the vital force, and degree in the perfection, there it is a balance. Whenever this growth or development occur in very symmetrical way, then it is exhibit the balance. Whenever there is a balance between the emotion and intellect, we maintain the healthy state. Therefore, the holistic health is nothing but the mental health. But this emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, that is spiritual health, mental health and emotional health, which affect the physical health, and the physical health totally affect the social health, and it is a concept of holistic health, and which is nothing but you can say the influence of the vital energy, vital force in all these three all these level, that is a spiritual, mental, emotional, physical and social, then we call it is a holistic health, and it is a total balance, isn't it? Then it is a influence of this vital energy or universal energy, not on the human being, but the existence of this cosmic vital force or vital energy and all through the each and every part of the universe. Whole the earth is, or whole planet, whole solar system and whole different type of solar system which are existed in this cosmos, all these are influenced by this cosmic or universal vital energy. And as we are a part of this, we are also the part of this earth, we are also the influenced by this vital force or vital principle. Okay, thank you.